Welcome to Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast, your podcast dedicated to all things Animal Crossing. Episode 220 is brought to you by Becca Shepherd and Suzanne Mack, some of our newest Patreon patrons. This episode is also possible thanks to our producers For the Whim, Tiger Yuri, Tab, Mikey Toe, and Lazy Villager Megan Leslie. This week, Nina, Sergio, and I will be revealing the new Haken artwork for February 2022, and after that, we'll be discussing a bit of Pokemon Legends Arceus and what Animal Crossing features could improve the Pokemon series and vice versa. So to begin, hello Nina, how are you doing?
I'm doing really good over here. I stuttered for a second because I'm really tired. It's been a long day, but I've had a good last few days.
Nice, that's good. That's good. Nice. It's Monday recording day.
Yeah.
It's the more difficult one, but sometimes we got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Sergio, how are you doing?
Hi, Chewy. Hi, Nina. I'm doing good. You know what stands out to me as interesting? This January, because this is the last day of this first month of 2022, it actually feels like a month past. Usually it's like, what? It's already February? No, but this feels like time is finally, like, maybe slowing down, hopefully.
It's kind of been a long month, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. I don't know. Time is weird.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just going to be that way. All right. So before we get into the new art, let's start with some icebreakers really quickly. Sergio, do you want to kick it off for us today?
All right. I have a question for you, Chewy. It's related to candy. I want to know what candy you don't like that you wish you liked.
I guess I'm trying to think of candy I don't like.
Oh, no.
Because candy is delicious and nutritious. No, it's not that last part. Okay. What candy don't I like? I think because when you get like a pack of like fruity candy, yellow is always like lemon or something.
Right.
My favorite.
And it's not my favorite, but it's like it's always there and I'm gonna eat it because I don't want it to go to waste or anything. But it just feels like the weak aspect to the candy. But if I liked it more, I'd feel like overall my candy eating experience of like, say, Starburst or something would be better.
More rewarding. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I'm going with more like the flavor of candy that least appeals to me. If I liked it more, it would be a lot better.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what's wrong with your taste buds, but lemon is delicious.
I've gone back and forth on it. Sometimes, I think when I was a kid, I liked lemon a lot more. And then maybe just one day, I did one of those eat way too many lemon heads days.
You like burn your tongue?
And it just wasn't the same after that.
Yeah.
So it's not my go-to. It's kind of, okay, this is a little graphic. I once had an injury that caused me to have to eat yogurt for about a week. I won't specify what it is. This is the least, I guess, vulgar way to put it. But I had to eat yogurt for a week, and just like for years and years, I was just like, I don't need yogurt ever. Like, now I'm okay with it, but it took years before I could eat it again and be like, this is fine.
I'm not following at all. What kind of injury? Oh my gosh. Man, I guess I don't want to know.
I guess it's not too... I mean, I bit my tongue really badly.
Oh.
And so it was hard to eat other things. Yeah.
Oh. My mind went to way worse places. I'm glad you specified.
Okay, well, that's the best way to put it.
Okay.
I won't go into detail.
Okay.
All right. Nina, I asked this question to Sergio twice, thinking that I asked it to him once, or I asked it to you initially and then asked it to him. But it was something I really wanted to know about you.
Me?
What were you afraid of as a kid?
Was and am terrified.
Still, to this day.
Terrified of ghosts. Absolutely terrified. Yeah. They are real. I have seen one. I hate it. I hate it. I do everything I can to stay away from that kind of stuff because I don't want it in my life. I know that will make me sound crazy to some people, but oh gosh. And like, I can't go into a bathroom without the lights on. I have to reach into the bathroom and flip on the lights before I go in because I don't like to look in the mirror. Like, those kind of like creepy things.
Kind of like the Bloody Mary thing?
Cannot handle that kind of stuff. That's why I can't watch scary movies. Yeah.
Yeah, but Ghost...
The Candyman is a real story. That's real.
yeah. It's all real. It's all for reals. But that's like why I love it. I love ghosts. And
I'm like getting hot talking about it right now. I can't. I'm like, I need to go stick my head in the freezer.
Well, that's okay. I just want to say, ghost stories are like my favorite.
I know. I don't know how people do that. I
love them.
I'll tell you guys my ghost story sometime.
Oh, man. Yes, I'm ready. All right, Nina, you're up.
Okay. I need to calm down. Sergio.
Yes.
If you owned a pirate ship, what would you name it?
Okay, I hope this is not something that already exists or that might have a bad meaning, but I'm thinking Brownbeard.
Okay.
Because I like brown. I think brown is underrated.
Yeah.
And the brown beard, or maybe the brown beard lady, just to keep it ship related.
I like it.
I love that.
That's cute.
That's a great name for one. Yeah. I feel like I was asking. I think I asked people on Twitch once, like what they would name their boat, and I forget what I went with,
yours?
but it was a funny one. It was more like a really funny pun, but I don't remember. It'll come back to me later.
Mine,
All right.
I do Lookout Lucy is mine because she keeps an eye out for me when I'm on the islands.
Can you name your boat in Sea of Thieves?
Only if you have a good imagination.
So it's not like an official thing that happens in the...
No.
Oh, no, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. They'll fix it someday.
Well, I mean, it sinks so many times. I don't know. You'd have to come up with a lot of names.
Yeah, I guess that's true too. I guess I just like the idea of naming them.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and reveal Haken's artwork for February 2022. Yes. I am dropping it in the Discord chat since that's where we are recording for now, so people can take a look. But this is our new artwork created by Christine, or KitschChris, over on Twitter and Instagram, and it's wonderful. It features Pave, the big festival celebration. We've got Lily on the left, Bill on the right, both of them dressed up absolutely adorably for everything that's going on. This is like the most colorful winter I've ever seen in the game. It's absolutely incredible. And yeah, I guess, Nina, how are you feeling with this one so far?
I love that Bill's in a dress. Look at him in a little dress. It's so cute. Also, I love that we get to see like one last festival in the winter, because I think this year it's not in the winter, right?
Yeah. I think it's just late enough in February that we miss the snow during it. So it'll be kind of more of that like bluish grass, I think, right? The kind of frosted tipped grass.
Look at the feathers up really close to the camera on the sides too. Man.
Yes.
This is really cute.
Yeah, it's so adorable. Sergio, what do you think of this one?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I like the overall composition, the colors. I think the right word for this is paviolous.
That's the perfect word for it. Yeah, and I mean, like, I look at it and I can hear the music that plays when Pave is doing
Yes.
the dance. I can see the lights in the back are really like what sells that whole feeling to me too,
Yeah.
because that was a new effect for this game.
Right.
Just like seeing such a cool animation for the character and everything. So yeah, it's really awesome. Christine actually left a statement for the piece. They said, Festival is one of my favorite events. I wanted to capture its fun spirit right at the moment when Pave does his fantastic flourish in a flurry of feathers and confetti. I love Pave, and it was so much fun drawing him celebrating with Lily and Bill. So, yeah, I mean, perfect little choices. I do believe both of them have February birthdays.
Oh, I'd have to look it
I'm
up.
trying to. Yeah, I'm opening up my little calendar right now just to double check, but they are adorable. Like the color schemes work so well
Yes.
with this one. It just, like I
Uh,
said, I'm amazed at their ability to make such a colorful winter, you know?
you have to
Yeah.
have a plaza to do festival, right?
You know what? I
Hmm.
don't know
I feel
if
like the
that's the
holidays
case.
don't start until you get a plaza. I'm kind of off topic because remember I'm thinking of restarting and I've got
Right.
most of all
Right.
my shift done. I'm just trying to come up with a name that I really like. But
Hmm.
now I'm wondering if I have enough. Like, how long does it take to get to the plaza again? I don't want to miss this.
I remember when I first, I think it took me about a week in that beginning
To
one.
get to the
Like if you
plaza.
do
Right. Right.
everything,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Okay.
think it was roughly a week.
Okay.
So, yeah, depending on when you start, you should be able to get there on time.
Gosh.
And after double checking, Bill's birthday is on February 1st. So, happy birthday,
Oh,
Bill.
Tomorrow.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today, for everybody listening when this actually launches, but we're recording just the day before, so
Yeah.
tomorrow. And then Lily's birthday is not too far after on February 4th.
You guys,
Oh.
mine's February
Yeah?
3rd, right in between.
Oh, right
Oh,
in the
nice.
middle. How wonderful.
And my
Well, that's
nephew's is
great.
the first. We got birthdays all around.
Yeah,
Nice.
birthdays all around. And as always, you can support the artist by heading over to their pages. We have links in the description. Christine told me that they just started their Instagram, so I actually
Ooh.
looked back a couple days ago. There wasn't anything quite there yet, but their Twitter is full of things. So
Mm.
Twitter is a good place to look as well for Christine's art. And Christine did such a wonderful job with this piece.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just so happy that we get to, have it as our little celebratory piece for the month. It's wonderful.
Man, we always get such amazing artwork. It's like hit after hit. I can't ever get over it.
Yeah, we've got a good streak going of
Yeah.
just incredible art. All right, well, once again, go support Christine. Follow over on Twitter, Instagram, and yeah, just be sure to be on the lookout for more of what Christine's doing. For now, let's go ahead and move into our main discussion for today. We're going to be a little bit off the Animal Crossing topic for a little bit here. We're going to chat about Pokemon Legends Arceus, but after that quick little discussion, we're of course going to talk about ways we think Animal Crossing and Pokemon can improve each other. So we have a pretty big list of ways that Pokemon can improve Animal Crossing and vice versa too. So
Yeah.
it'd be fun to see them share some of these ideas, and that's one thing that I really. Total side note here. I guess I'm going on a tangent, but not too far off. Nintendo has very big development teams, and they often work and jump around different games as well. I remember doing research into the developers for Animal Crossing New Leaf, and then just going through the credits and seeing like where did all these people go to. And while general consensus, people say Animal Crossing, then started working on Splatoon, it's a lot more complicated than that. A lot of people actually got thrown to different projects. A lot of them worked on the Link Between Worlds Zelda game.
Oh, yeah.
After that, a lot. So you get a big variety. Some of them went to Mario Kart 8 after that as well. Like, just the teams aren't so, I guess, it's not a single unit. It's a bunch of different people who get pushed to different places. So I like to see that Nintendo does that in order to really bring new ideas to games that don't normally have those. So
Right.
I think when you play through any of their games, you're gonna see some elements from different games there too. So it's a cool thing to see.
Oh,
Anyways,
wait.
let's get into Pokemon.
Yes, almost Pokemon. I just don't want Quantrell to get mad at us. We will probably talk about Pocket Camp next week.
Yeah, we'll definitely mention it. I have been playing a little bit again, Quantrell, so I'll let you know that. And yes, I did give them money for the new little plan. That's like 99 cents a month or whatever. So we'll talk about it more. It's just Pokemon is on our minds right now.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. All right. First question for both of you. Have you been playing Pokemon Legends, Sergio?
I have been playing a little bit, not as much as I wanted to. It's been a busy weekend, but I'm hoping to play more. I have other things that I want to do. I think I mentioned on the show I'm trying to learn guitar, and if I don't kind of force myself to like really practice a lot pretty constantly, I'm not gonna get too far, so it's gonna eat away at my gaming time. But whatever little free time I have this month, I definitely want to play Legends Arceus.
Yeah, that's great. I love that you're putting an honest effort into that quest. I hope. How's it been going? How's learning KK Slider's entire back catalog of music?
Oh, we'll get there hopefully soon. Just started yesterday actually. It was rough, but I'm keeping at it. I'm not giving up.
Nice.
That's great. That's great to hear. Nina, have you been playing Pokemon?
Yes. I had a nice relaxing weekend. I kind of tweaked my back a little bit, so I let myself on Sunday only play Pokemon. I pretty much didn't do anything else, which was really nice. I just kind of babied my back and played Pokemon, and oh my gosh, I'm glad I gave myself time to do it because it's incredible, and my next weekend is super busy, so I won't get to play very much at all. So yeah, I've played and I've played a lot. So.
That's good. Yes, I'm in the same boat. I've played a lot. It's like it's just one of those games where you want to spend hours upon hours getting as much as possible
Yeah.
through, So it's been a really fun experience for sure. And my next question for both of you, since we're getting into it, how are you enjoying the game so far? Sergio, I know you haven't had as much time as you like with it. Let us know how you're feeling.
It's a little difficult for me. See, I it's very different from the Pokemon games, right? The mainline ones. This is something completely different. It's more of the open world type, and they're really changing, at least the way the moves work. Very, very big changes to the Pokemon formula, at least compared to what Game Freak has done in the past. And I do appreciate all the changes because I feel like Pokemon needed a big change, and this could be it. But this might not be for me because I'm not a big fan of open world games. Zelda did it with Breath of the Wild, and that's probably my least favorite Zelda game. And I know that's like almost sacrilegious to people hearing that, but open world and I just don't jive together. And I figured, no, this is gonna be fine because this is Pokemon. You're gonna like it. And I don't know. I gotta play more.
Wow.
I gotta play more. But yeah, so far the open worldness of it it's just not jiving with me. But I'm gonna keep at it. And I appreciate the changes they're doing for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I do remember that was your feelings with Zelda. It didn't quite hit you where you wanted it to,
Right.
And so I'm glad you're still willing and open to give it a go though with Pokemon.
So, well, I've got a question. Sorry. Because I kind of consider Animal Crossing an open world. So have you pinpointed like what you don't like about open world games?
You know what? And this might sound silly, but I think I know. And it's the lack of music. Because when you're
Oh.
out there, there's really no music if you're just like catching Pokemon and exploring, right? When you start a battle, there's music and it's pretty good music. But same thing in Zelda. Only when there's battles, there's really music. Otherwise, it's very quiet. And I don't know. I guess I get bored if there's no music going on. At least calm music would do something, but there's nothing.
Mm.
There's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get you. You love your KK slider. Maybe that's something that's missing from this game that could fit in,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Nina, how are you feeling about it so far?
I'm loving it so far. I've kind of progressed too far into the story right now. This happens to me a lot with Pokemon games where I get really into figuring out what the story is about, and then I kind of get in over my head with my team, so I need to like back up and and make them stronger before I go further. I get over my head. But I'm liking it so far. I was worried well, okay. Some of the graphics are not my favorite. Like sometimes the shadows are super I don't know what the right word is, saturated. Like it's
Mm.
either black or white and it
Mm-hmm.
kind of hurts my head. Also, I chose the lightest skin tone and cuz I'm white and sometimes or in most of the cutscenes I look pink. I don't understand what's happening with the coloring there. So I kind of
Mm.
hate I wish I could change my character, but oh well. I don't know. I'm loving it, but there are some things I'd like to tweak.
Yeah, some things that aren't totally jiving,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Well, I mean, still, it's a nice experiment for sure. There's a lot that I'm loving about the game, and uh, I'm just like having a lot of fun finding all the surprises, you know?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I'm enjoying it. It's a good time. It's just like it's exactly what I was kind of looking for
Mm.
in the next Pokemon. Just something where they experiment with what they do in the game.
Right.
Yeah. So, my last question for both of you before we talk about how things are getting mixed in and stuff. Do you hope this is the future of Pokemon? Sergio, let's start with yours because I know you're a lot more hesitant with this style
Yes.
and everything.
Well, not necessarily the future of the mainline series, but I do hope it becomes like a side series and not just a spin-off because we still get Pokemon spin-offs and they're kind of few and far between, at least, getting sequels to them. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like Legends Arceus is something special and it could be like a side series that gets sequels pretty often. And it encourages Game Freak and the Pokemon Company to keep trying different things, maybe carry some of the changes into the mainline. Mostly turn-based Pokemon formula. So I do want it to do well, and I do hope that it kind of becomes a thing on its own, and it gets sequels, and it keeps improving, and it leads to more changes to Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah. And that's a good way to look at it too. Just like the fact that it is kind of being viewed as a spin-off and this might
Mm.
not necessarily be what every Pokemon game is, but at least like some of them for the people who enjoy it, it could be that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's not too bad. Nina, how do you feel about it? Do you want Pokemon games to keep going in this direction?
I actually do. I'm kind of liking how this gameplay changes things up a little bit. When I first saw like the tasks that you have to complete in the Pokédex for each Pokemon, I was worried about how like tedious it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the main problem I have with the old Pokemon games. Like, ugh, I would totally dread having to go through any of the caves because it was just like Zubat, 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 like over and over and over. And it's like you have to fight it the exact same way every single time. Like, And I just, like, my ADD can't handle that. It would get so bored. And this gameplay lets you change that up. Like, you're not just catching or fighting, you're kind of exploring. If you're tired of fighting the same Pokemon over and over again, you can kind of remove yourself from the situation and regroup and go somewhere else. You don't have to just follow the exact path where it wants you to go.
Right.
So I really like that it's kind of giving you more like, I don't know, personal, what am I?
Like more agency
Yeah,
over the
thank you.
situations you get into.
Exactly. Like a choose your own adventure Pokemon game.
Ah.
Yeah, and that's something I'm really liking too. Like there are so many little things that I feel really stop your progress in Pokemon games. I for a long time thought I was okay with what's the word? Random encounters, right? I thought random encounters were fine. I was like, I kind of liked them, and to that point. But now I'm just like, no, I like that I can just run away and not deal with them because I feel now
Mm.
that I've played this many years of Pokemon, I'm just like, I'm so tired of running into somebody and having that stop everything for
Yes.
like 10
Mm-hmm.
minutes or so while I either battle or try to run, you know? So it's felt nice to not have to deal with that.
Yeah. It's like the game isn't forcing you to do something.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like you choose what you want to encounter and everything. And there's still like, the world feels alive in a way where it's like, oh, yes, I'm choosing what I encounter and things like that. But like sometimes stuff just attacks you
Yeah.
and you have to deal with it, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely keyed into that also and just feel like, yes, this is the direction I feel is right for the series at this point.
I think it's interesting that you guys keep saying like how different this game is taking the Pokemon series, because it's kind of like what Animal Crossing is doing. Like New Horizons is different than a lot of the other Animal Crossing games. So, Nintendo and Game Freak are kind of spreading their wings a little bit at the same time.
Yeah, and I've luckily enough, like I have really enjoyed the directions that New Horizons has been taking it as well. So I do feel like, yeah, cool. They're making new decisions with how the games play and everything, and I'm really liking those changes. Because, kind of unpopular opinion, I felt like I'd played 4 mainline Animal Crossing games at the point New Horizons came out, and I was like, you know what? I'm ready for a completely new, fresh take on this formula,
Yeah.
And I
Right.
feel like that's kind of what Pokemon is doing with this game, which is also, I find it pretty interesting, mostly because it's the timing of this game when they announced it and everything felt really surprising to me because I think the order was that we got Pokemon Sword and Shield just the winter before November, right? The holiday season. That was the big game. And then in February, when they had their big Pokemon Presents event, that's when they were like, okay, we've got, here's a trailer for Pokemon Legends, And that to me was like, that was 3 months of a wait between that game and this game.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it just felt like they didn't have time to get feedback from people on what we liked about Sword and Shield at all. It seemed like this was their decision. This was like, okay, we know what we like going forward into Pokemon, so we're going to just keep going in that direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that surprises me, but I also think that it's worked out for them really well.
Yeah. And actually, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee were kind of like this too. So it
Yes.
really has been a slow roll of a change for Pokemon.
Yes.
Now that we're talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm surprised that I feel like they're taking charge with what they want to happen to the series, and it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I like seeing how their ideas are coming together. All right. Well, let's go ahead and start talking about how features from Animal Crossing could improve Pokemon and vice versa, how features from Pokemon could improve Animal Crossing. For those of you in the know, I have not been playing New Horizons for, I lost count how many days now.
You've lost count.
I know what was the last day I played.
Okay.
I think it was like January 12th or whatever. So sometime around mid-February, I'll be back on my file.
And that's when Chewy never played Animal Crossing again.
I'll get back to it. I'm actually going to play on a side file pretty soon, but I'll make that announcement later. Because it's going to be like a one-day thing, not really like me coming back, right? But that said, I have more ideas of how features from Pokemon could improve Animal Crossing than features from Animal Crossing could improve Pokemon. And I think it's just because I've been kind of distanced from it, and I was like, I can't think of anything. And I'm just having so much fun with Pokemon. So, Nina, Sergio... Nina, do you want to kick us off here? What's your first thing?
Yeah, are we going to start with changes for Animal Crossing or changes for Pokemon?
Let's start with changes for Animal Crossing.
Okay. Well, I've got to take the easy bait first then. And bait being the key word here. Because this new Pokemon game has bulk crafting, you guys.
Yes.
What?
It does.
How? I want it in Animal Crossing so bad.
I honestly thought Nintendo just didn't know how to program those types of things, right? It didn't seem like something they'd be able to pull off.
Man, it's so easy to. You can craft 1 or 2, or you can hit that back button and craft 52 because that's how much of an item you have. Like, oh, it's so easy and so nice. I like it.
Yeah, just that alone. I didn't write it down on mine, but it was something where I was like, yes, this is Animal Crossing could never. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that I don't know. It's just funny.
Yeah, it's quite the punch of the gut every time I do it.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Sergio, do you want to do the next one?
Sure, and I also had multi-crafting for Animal Crossing. Yeah, because I think it would really help, and it was surprising too, and it was funny. But yeah, another thing that I think could benefit Animal Crossing in taking it specifically and only from Pokemon Legends Arceus, a 360 camera, full roaming, any view camera, and we've seen. Legends is not the prettiest game, and it doesn't have to be. I think it looks completely fine, to be honest. But imagine Animal Crossing with a 360 camera. I mean, we have wanted this for so long, and even just to take photographs, even if we don't get to play the game like that, I mean, it would be awesome if we did, but just a free roaming, full control camera would be amazing. On the outside, on your island, oh my goodness. That would be a game changer in so many levels.
I honestly think this is the future of Animal Crossing.
Oh.
I think it's so silly. Like, have you guys seen those like broken games where you can zoom out and you can kind of see the backs of trees and you can see how kind of short the depth of the homes is? Like,
yes,
it looks so silly.
Yeah.
And for them to have to put that much effort into making it look amazing from one side and then it just looks ridiculous from the others,
Yes.
how much harder? I mean, I can't judge this, but how much harder could it be to just do the back of the bill. It doesn't. It
Yeah.
can have one window. You know, I think that this would be the next big step.
Yeah, I agree. It's like how I feel like kind of seeing those videos where people do mess with the camera in Animal Crossing, I'm like, they had to have been playing with that at some point. It felt like
Yeah.
Yes.
some things felt like they'd modeled them a little bit more so they could work, and then other things were like, oh yeah, clearly they had to make some cuts here to make it work, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So I don't know. I also want that to be the next direction Animal Crossing goes because it just feels like it's time. It feels right for the series. I think we've done some really cool things with like the camera angle that we've had for years and years and years now,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm ready to see something really different.
Man, and when you go into like that first person view, that new first person view with our camera, and you're walking through your town, it is so silly to have to like sidestep to go to the left or right instead of just to turn your body. Like it's trying so hard to get there that I
Yes.
feel like it's gonna happen next.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it has to. So my first one in regards to improving Animal Crossing, like I said, my list is a little bit smaller, but well, no, actually it's bigger for Animal Crossing, right?
Yes.
Um, I really like the exploration and scavenging feelings in this game. It feels like quick and easy to just like throw a Pokemon, explore a little space, and find things. Like the resource gathering in Animal Crossing is just like not the most interesting thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It feels like you go to one of those little islands and there's not really like too much there. Like you want maybe some fruit, probably not because we have them all at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you want some weeds, you know, but like I wish the game incentivized crafting a little bit more. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's all pretty good in the sense of like you find a bunch of cool new items and make them, and that's exciting. But like I don't know, beyond that, there's no. And I don't know. I guess this would turn Animal Crossing into a different game too, because there's not really like a survival aspect to it. But at the same time, like, why not? Like, I felt like they really pushed how the bees could knock you out or the
Yeah.
tarantulas could knock you out at the beginning. I'm like, I kind of wouldn't mind being in a world that's maybe slightly more dangerous than I'd expect, you know?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. That's one thing I wouldn't mind them exploring.
Mm-hmm.
Just having some sort of mode that feels just exploratory in some way. Like I would have liked the island, the Dodo Island things to be that, but it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, good point. Good point.
Yeah. What's your next one, Nina?
Actually, I might stick my next two on with yours because they go along with it. I
Okay.
also said like larger exploration areas. I'd love if Dodo Islands were a little bit bigger or more varied. Like every time you go, if there's a villager, it's just the one villager with the little campfire. But like
Yes.
what if sometimes it's two villagers camping together, or what if sometimes there's a little campground? Like
Yeah.
in Pokemon, I ran into like this little village that had all like little campfires all around. It was adorable.
Ooh.
Or not the Nook, what's it called? The Cap'n Islands that we got. Um there's only one that has the new flora of the glowing moss. Like it'd be so cool if we had, I don't know, maybe three others. Like when you go to the snowy island, maybe there's a new snowy plant or whatever, or a new
Yeah.
spring flower that you could plant. Like Just like you were saying, like more varied explorations. Like the islands
Yeah.
just need to be pushed further.
Yes.
Yeah, and I totally feel that too, because it's kind of like they did add the Cap'n Islands, and sometimes you run into that like real summery island with the different sand, and then it's got
Yeah.
the glowing moss and the different bushes that you couldn't find.
Yeah, but that's
Like just
it.
that it would benefit our experiences so much if there was just like a lot more of that variety. And I
Yeah.
really also like your idea of like, oh, maybe there can be two villagers on this island instead of just the one. Because
Yeah, they're
one
sad.
is, it's so excessive. People spend hours upon hours trying to look for the villagers that they want, and then it's just one at a time. Maybe every once in a while they're treated to like two villagers, three villagers at a campsite.
Well, and we're always wanting for the villagers to feel more realistic. So if they were like, like Nan and Chevra, how they're like best friends and they have pictures of each other in their houses. Like if you ran into them camping together, or Francine and what's her name? Bunny and France, was it? No, not Bunny.
Chrissy.
Chrissy, thank you.
Yeah.
If they were camping together, like if they're like, this is my best friend or this is my sister, like it would be just adorable, just to give them a little more
Yeah.
depth.
Oh yeah, I would totally love that because it's like, I don't know, it just gives you so much of I feel like it just builds to their characters in ways that we're not used to seeing, right? Yeah. So I agree. Those are really good ways to add on to it.
Yeah.
Sergio, what's your next one?
All right, so for this one, I'm looking at the new way they're doing the Pokédex on Legends Arceus, and there's different ways to, or like different tiers to the Pokédex entries. There's different things you can do. You can see how many of the Pokemon how many of them you catch, how many of them you fight, how many of them you see them use a particular move. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and I kind of want to see that in Animal Crossing, and basically unlocking things via different ways. Usually it's always, to get the shop upgrade, you need to play 20 days or you need to spend so many bells. To get a villager's photo, you need to talk to them so many times and build a friendship, right? So if there were different ways to approach these things, whether you get to see them or not, I guess it would be better if the game shows you, and then if you don't want to look, that's up to you. But if you could see your progress on the different levels, maybe the next shop upgrade doesn't necessarily depend on how many days you play, but how many bells you have spent there or how many items you have sold. Just different ways to unlock things that kind of would make things more interesting. It might make you progress at a different pace than you're used to, depending on how you play the game. But yeah, just having different ways to unlock things would be interesting.
Yeah, you know what? I think I made a video once where I mentioned this, like being able to kind of track your friendship with other characters and stuff and have a little bit more of a checklist. And I know there are like groups of people who don't want that. I kind of want it. And my next one, I guess one that I wrote down really lines up with this, but I wouldn't mind keeping like if we had an in-game notebook that let us keep track of villager requests.
Yes.
Because like when they ask you to go and catch a fish for them or something, you're just like, it's really just up to you to remember it or write it
Yes, you're
down
right,
and
you're
make
right.
that happen. Because if you
I
don't,
never do.
it's not going to happen. Yeah, exactly. Like you're just going to forget. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the time.
So yeah, every time, every single day, you forgot to do something for your villagers. And I don't, yeah, like just having the ability to look at some sort of menu that says, oh yeah, I was supposed to do this for this character and I never did. Better go fix that right now,
Yeah.
You might get around
That'd
to
be
it.
convenient, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
what if, like, when you go near the ocean or something, a little thing pops up and it's like, "Hey, don't forget, you're supposed to be fishing right now."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so that
Yeah.
it's just it would be so convenient.
Let me see what my next one
Um,
is.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So one of my favorite things to do in this new Pokemon game is to ride my little deer around. It's so much fun. So I want things to ride on in Animal Crossing, like the
What?
little scooter, not the villagers, Sergio. Like, you know, the little scooter item that like has a
Yes.
light
Yep.
that turns on and off. It is like the right size for me to just hop right on
Yeah.
it. I want it. And I think there's
Mm-hmm.
like a big wheel, or not a big wheel. It's like a little tricycle type thing. That one would be so much fun
Yes.
too.
Mm.
Can you imagine their feet pedaling? It would be so cute. Like, I know that our islands are not big enough to need modes of transportation,
Right.
but it
Uh-huh.
would be so cute. Or what if, like, you could get a little inner tube that Pascal could pull you around in or something, just to go a little faster. I don't know. It'd be so much fun.
Honestly, I always thought this was one of the strangest things that players would ask for. And now, since playing Pokemon, I'm more along the lines of yes, definitely let me ride a scooter and just like get around easier. It's so funny just trying to like ride your little word deer up a cliff and I don't know, get to places you normally couldn't with it. So, yeah, I agree. It's
Mm.
just like it used to be something I had no interest in, but all of a sudden I'm interested. Sergio, what's your next one?
Let's see. Oh, okay. This is interesting. I want shiny villagers.
Oh,
Yes,
Yeah.
you know how we have shiny Pokemon and they're very sought after and rare. It's basically gonna be the same thing in Animal Crossing. Every now and then you get very lucky and you get a villager that is just a different color than the regular ones. So you know they're gonna be very rare. And here's the best part. They're also gonna give you a shiny picture of them. So with the different color variant
Ooh.
of them. So imagine those photographs. Those are gonna be very, very hard to get. You're definitely not gonna wanna let these villagers leave your island.
Yeah, I love that. I think just having like some sort of variety with the villagers that you have and like and everything, it'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, I caught my very first like mainline game shiny Pokemon in this
Oh,
in Arceus. It was so I like
really?
screamed when I
Nice.
saw it. It's so exciting.
Was it one that was like a mission that everybody would run into, or was it like a
No.
legitimate shiny? Like
Yeah.
nobody
Oh,
else?
wow, nice.
It was out in the
Okay.
woods.
Yeah, because basically the only one I have right now is like,
The mission one.
yeah, it's a mission based
Mm.
one.
Oh. This one was a little yellow Shinx. I've like completely upgraded him. He's so
Ah,
cute.
Oh, that's a cool one to
nice.
get.
Hmm.
I'm jealous.
Man,
I'm
though,
Me
jealous.
too.
the only thing about shiny villagers is that we would be admitting that there are thousands of lilies, you know, instead of just the one lily that you're friends with that maybe
Mm.
you also
True.
used to have in another village or remembers you from when she lived on your island. So, oh, that's the only thing that I could see
Oh,
would be a problem, but I do
True.
like that idea.
that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, that is very true. Um, there isn't just one lily. That might be a problem for people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. I like it though.
All right. I believe I'm up, right?
Yes.
This one is like literally just a convenience thing that have been finding I really like in this game, but just like how quickly you can scroll between your items to pick different Pokemon.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes.
And
Good
like
point.
items and Pokemon, it's so much easier now to do that, and I need that in this game.
Hmm.
Or
Well,
in Animal Crossing.
which
'Cause
was
right now,
new. It was new in New Leaf, right? Where you could kind of scroll in between your
Yes.
tools.
I think City Folk had it.
Oh,
I
okay.
think that started in City
Oh,
Folk. New Leaf kind of maintained it, and then we did get like the tool ring
Yeah,
yes.
which was excellent.
in, which is a really great improvement, but just like having that little icon in the corner and me pressing R and L at any point in that to get a new item or Pokemon out, it's just so much quicker.
Yeah.
Yes. Something
And
about
you
it
can
is
go like
really
straight to the thing.
satisfying. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the big thing for me is like you don't have to stop. You don't
Yes.
stop
Right.
at
Right.
any point. Like you're literally just scrolling while you're running around, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So I find that very convenient and I like it a lot.
You're more agile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Nina, what's your next one?
Um, this is my last one, actually. I just want more side tasks from villagers, and I want them to take longer than like the 2 seconds it takes to complete. Like, oh, I gotta go catch that fish and bring it back to them, or this lost item goes straight to whoever. Like, I'd like to it kind of be multi-tiered tasks or something that might
Ah.
actually take a couple of days to complete.
Yes.
And I haven't
Mm,
really fleshed it out in my head yet of what exactly that would look like, but I just need more things to do.
yeah,
Yeah.
I get you. Um, yeah, I really like that as an idea for sure.
Yeah, in a way that would be getting more dailies, and we would definitely need
Yeah.
like a planner application for that, or note
Yeah.
taking or something. Either if the game tracks them for you, or if we can just take notes. But yeah,
Mhm.
I'm all for that. That sounds awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it totally lines up with what I was saying. Just like give us a little notebook where it
Yeah.
keeps
Yes.
our
Yep.
tasks available and we can remember what it was we were working on.
And you know what? Now that we're saying this out loud, it kind of reminds me of that beginning task when you have to build that stuff for Timmy and Tommy. Those 3 houses that it really does take a while to gather the materials and then to build the furniture and then to make sure like the outside furniture is placed and the inside furniture is in the box. Like that, I'd like more hands-on stuff like that.
For sure.
Hmm.
Yeah. I really so many things
It
I
even
want
had
for
the
this.
little checklist that you could keep checking in on. Like it, that I loved that little Timmy and Tommy section. I want more.
Mm.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sergio, what's your next one?
Next one and last one for Animal Crossing. I just want the Pokemon natures to not necessarily replace, but to enhance the villager personalities that we have.
Ooh.
I don't know how many
Mm,
natures there are, but there are a lot more than 8 personalities, right? So I kind of just
yeah.
want more personalities, and they could just be inspired by the Pokemon natures, and then just have more villagers with these natures or new personalities. They would be for Animal Crossing. So we would have so many, and I think a lot of us have wanted new personalities for a long time. So this would be a
Mm-hmm.
nice way to do it.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, cool. I guess for my Pokemon ones, I got a couple more just like convenience things. I can roll them together here.
Mm.
One, zooming in and out of the map. That's something that Pokemon lets us do, and we can't do that in Animal Crossing. Like when we open our map,
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to zoom in and
Yeah.
out. Let me do that. Come on. And then the other thing, there's like sound and camera controls in Pokemon Legends Arceus where you can like turn down Pokemon sounds or turn down, just
Oh
like
yeah.
being able to customize different sounds that you hear in the world and making them fit your ears a little bit better, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yes.
definitely a big one. And the camera too, like, just being able to change what if it's inverted or not inverted or who even
Oh,
knows which
yeah.
one's which at this
Ooh.
point. So,
Yeah,
because
that
I
camera
think
was rough at the beginning of Pokemon.
yeah, and then it's rough in Animal Crossing for a little bit too, where you're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
this is the direction I turn to go left and right, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those things are just ones that I'm like, yeah, I think I would like to change that setting, you know?
Yeah, and especially the sound stuff, it's kind of an accessibility thing. So I feel like it should
Hmm.
already have that implemented.
Yeah, for sure. I Yeah, I think Nintendo is always the slowest when it comes to that type of stuff, and they need to step it up.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, okay, I'll kick off the little changes here for Pokemon because I don't have too many of them.
Okay.
The first one, shop menus with pictures. I think like every shop just needs to have pictures as well,
Yes.
because I feel like half of them are like, here's this list of words that you can order, of things that
Yes.
you can buy or order,
Mm-hmm.
and I just like, I think just for convenience, it would be nice to see a little image of it instead of having to scroll,
Right.
wait for that little few seconds before your character puts it on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if it just had pictures to begin with, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't want to try that on. Yes, I do
Right.
want to try
Right.
this on. But like just that little waiting time where you're like, oh, gotta wait for my character to actually get dressed in this so I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would save some time. And that feature, honestly, is just so seamless in Animal Crossing when you think of it. Like when you go to Able Sisters, you click A, your character puts that outfit on right away.
Yes. Right.
Man, yeah, we need the Ables in Pokemon.
I know.
The whole store.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's one way I think Pokemon could improve from Animal Crossing. What do you think here, Sergio?
Kind of related to that one, more customization options for your character because
Yes.
especially in New Horizons, right? We can change
Hmm.
anything and everything at any point in time. In Pokemon, it's very limited. Lina, like you said, you don't want to
Oh,
look pink, right? So you could change that. You could change that whenever, wear whatever you want. Yeah, I just want everything that we can change in Animal Crossing, have that on ourselves in Pokemon, so we can look exactly how we want.
yeah. There were
Yeah,
what, six
definitely.
options? When you start, or
Hmm.
Yeah, I
three,
think there's
really,
like
because it's male
four
and
per gender,
female.
right? Yep.
Oh gosh, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even like skin tones, there's like only the 4 skin tones
Yes,
Right.
that you can choose, and I mean, I'm glad Animal Crossing has gotten to the point where there's more to pick, but I'm just
finally.
like
Yeah, it took
Pokemon.
too long for both of them.
I think you've been able to choose in Pokemon since I don't remember exactly. Was it X and Y where we
Yes.
could
Mm-hmm.
finally?
Yes.
So like
Hmm.
when the games went to 3DS, Gen 6, that's when they started letting us choose. And literally since then, it's only been the
Three
four
or
options.
Yes.
four. Yeah,
Four
yeah.
Right.
options,
Right.
yeah. And I'm just like, come on, Pokemon, give us some
Mhm.
variety here.
Yeah, definitely.
You're of all companies too, like you are sending more copies of your game globally than like any other
Yeah.
series, and
Yeah.
just come on.
I'd like it to almost be as detailed as like fantasy life, where you're not just
Mm.
changing your skin tones or your hair
Yeah.
colors. Like you could literally change your nose or your lips, like even more so than the Animal Crossing ones.
Have you have you done like the new Fantasy Life app?
A little. I haven't gotten into it.
Mm.
I will say I haven't played too much, but like just going through the character customization in
Yeah,
that, just like download it just to see the customization because that's
Ah.
like that's the bar
it
right there.
is.
Like they've set
Oh.
it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And it was just as good when it was on the 3DS.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
it's just always been good since
Hmm.
the 3D. And when did that come out?
while ago.
Now I have to know.
Mm.
Fantasy Life 3DS.
2015, 14?
2012
Wow.
initially. So I'm like, they're 10 years ahead of the curve on Pokemon.
Yeah.
And a lot of other games that have character customization. It's a good one.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah. Nina, what's your next thing?
Well, I'll skip my also character customization one because I totally agree. My next one is something that we got once, I think, in Pokemon, and it needs to come back again. We have this cute little house in this game, and we cannot decorate it. I want little
Yes.
Pokemon plushies again, like we got in that secret base. I want to change the wallpaper. I want to change the flooring. I want a
Yeah.
new bed. Like, I want to decorate this house so bad.
Nina, let me break your heart for a second. They destroyed that feature in Pokemon Shining Pearl
You know
or whatever they are, Brilliant
I'm
Diamond.
so glad I didn't play it then.
It like it exists, but it's like limited to Pokedolls. Like there aren't cute little furniture pieces and things that you can
Oh.
do. And so like they're going backwards
Ugh.
in that. I'm like, you guys got it right the first time. The first time
Yeah.
good. You done it. But now it's
time
just
good.
like come on. Yeah, it was such a shame. I was sad to see that go.
Plus, this is like the perfect game for this because you do get that cute little home. Like, it could be
Yeah.
done. It could be done.
It could be done. Like every single Pokemon game, you have a bedroom, and they still haven't given you the ability to decorate it.
They like to decorate their own environments.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. It is a different game, but when you go open world like this Pokemon Legends, it just feels right. It feels like the
Yeah.
right time to test it out. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, my next one. Let me scroll back to my list. I guess I put decorating as well, so I'll skip
okay.
that one. Camera mode. I just want a decent camera mode in this game. There are so many moments that I'm just like, this would be such a cool picture. And to some extent there is, to be fair.
Oh.
There is like a little shop that you can unlock and take pictures with your
It's
Pokemon.
okay, though.
And that's it. Like it's just okay. If I could use a camera out in the world that we're in and exploring, that'd be so much cooler. Like if they took okay, because I feel like Pokemon Legends Arceus takes the Safari Zone idea from way back in the day and makes it into a cool 3D game, you know? I think if they took the Pokemon Snap idea, took it off the rails, and gave you a camera where you could take pictures of Pokemon out in the wild that you're freely roaming around.
Especially
would
the
be
ones that
cool.
aren't really attacking you.
Especially now hear me out. We're making our Pokedex in this game if we use those photos for the Pokedex. And it's like,
nice.
take a picture of a Pokemon using this move. I feel like that adds so much depth
Yes.
to the game in that way, you know?
My
like
character
if you
would
mix
faint so many more times.
Yeah, I mean honestly it would, but it's for the pics.
It's for
the
science, yeah.
For the gram.
it's for the Vine.
Pokegram.
Do it for the Vine. Is that what it was? Do it for the Dex, right? So, yeah, a camera mode for the. I feel like this was the game to put a camera into.
Oh my gosh. You know, or like in Breath of the Wild where Link could take selfies. You could
Yeah.
do selfies in front of the
Yeah.
alpha Pokemon.
And then right after you get blown up and you're
Get
like, this was
wrecked.
worth it.
Yeah.
This was worth it.
Oh my gosh. That's incredible.
Yeah. Sergio, what's your next one?
All right, so I use this one in Animal Crossing, but I think it kind of works sort of backwards, but in the same way for Pokemon. It's about the personalities. So, in Pokemon we have all the natures, but do they really mean anything? What if a Pokemon is adamant, but they don't really act adamant, right? So I want the Pokemon to carry their natures like the villagers carry their personalities. I know they don't necessarily talk, but if a Pokemon is shy, I kind of want to see them being shy. Um, Basically, that's what I want. I want the Pokemon to have their natures and to show them as much as they can based on the somewhat limited interactions that we have with them. I know it's a lot more than on the original Pokemon games. So I kind of want to see those natures or those personalities expressed a little more or more visually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot too. Like if that had some role in how they interact with the world, that's cute. I think
Right,
that's fun. That
right.
brings depth and like personality to their characters, which are, you know, it's just a little Pokemon model until it's not. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I feel would take it to the, oh, this is a little bit more than a model. This is
yeah.
cool. Yeah. Nina, what's your next one?
My next one is kind of similar to my last one with the decorating, but I also want to like make little tiny homes for my Pokemon.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
I kind of miss like them following you around. I can't believe you can't have one following you around in this game. But if they can't follow you around, then let some of them stay back in the village and you can make them cute little customized, almost like little
Ah,
dog houses or something,
yes.
Like in this game, when you visit the professor, he has little habitats for the other starters that you don't get, and they're so
Right.
cute.
Yeah.
Like I want to build those for some of my favorite Pokemon.
Agreed.
Oh, man.
Agreed. Okay. Ooblets has like little oob coops where your little ooblets can live and stuff. That idea is adorable. Make
Yeah.
little oob coops for your Pokemon.
Not quite a
Pokey
villager
coops.
house, but cute enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I think I texted my friend the other day. I was just like, I need like a Pokemon Zootopia game or a Zoo Tycoon game.
Zoo Tycoon, that would be incredible.
Because if I could just make little cute enclosures for my Pokemon in my ranch, that's perfect.
Oh
Poke Ranch
man.
Tycoon. That's what I need.
Yeah.
But I agree, Nina. Um,
Yeah.
I'm out of things. How many do you both have left?
For
I have 3
Pokemon,
left.
I have 2 left.
All right. Well, I guess we can go Sergio, Nina, Sergio, Nina, Sergio.
Okay.
Sounds good. So this one is I like this one a lot. I want timed events in Pokemon. You know how in Animal
Oh.
Crossing sometimes we have to play on Saturday nights, hint hint,
Mm-hmm.
or
Sometimes.
or if there are for like the holidays. I want something like that in Pokemon. More so than what we get. We get a little bit of that sometimes. There's the daily raffle ticket or things like that. But I
Ooh.
want it to be like very, very specific. You have to play this very specific day of the week or this day of the month during a holiday or something. Some special timed events that would get you maybe a better chance of catching special Pokemon or to get special rewards that you could only get that way.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. This honestly, this is also something that Pokemon has gone backwards on because Gen 2 had the whole calendar of events things that
Yes, you're
happened.
right.
They had so many things in that game where it was like, here's some new stuff. Here some yeah.
Yeah.
I Another backward step for Pokemon in all these steps we're trying to find forward here.
Yeah.
My next one is actually laying down paths. Some of these areas, the open world
Oh.
areas, are really big, and like at first, I didn't even realize how big they were. And the more I play, the more I realize, oh my gosh, it's enormous. So I want to be able to lay down paths almost like cookie crumbs, or just to kind of like know that this is the way back to somewhere safe, or
Oh.
I don't know. I don't want it to be like urbanization of the wild
Right.
area. So it could look pretty natural, but
Hmm.
something to kind of lead you to places.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I find myself opening my map constantly, just trying to
Yes.
figure out where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I agree. I think it'd be cool to have some sort of way to track your way back.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. All right, for my next one, I want the letters like we have them in Animal Crossing with the special characters from the Pokemon games. It would be, I think it would be a nice way to interact with them because in like in some Pokemon games, you don't really talk anymore to some of the special characters after you do their mission or you beat their gym and you kind of never see them again
Oh yeah.
for the most part. So it would be a nice way to stay in touch, with letters. Maybe they could tell you more about their stories, or if you write back and forth, maybe you can get an item from them or a special TM or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just want letters in Pokemon. Um, More so than like you said, Chewy, Gold and Silver. I think had you could message or call some characters, but I think letters would be a nice way to communicate more with the special characters.
Oh,
Hmm.
cool. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fun. There, man, those calls were hilarious.
I forgot
And
Yeah.
about that.
yeah, and you can make them as well. I totally forgot about
Yeah, yeah.
that.
Oh
That's
man.
amazing. I love it.
My last one is kind of based on the little tent we get at the beginning of Animal Crossing, the little Nook tent. I'd love if we could like pack that up and take it with us in Pokemon so that we can set up tents or a tent in different areas of the map to fast travel to. Because
Oh.
sometimes you fast travel to like a setup or a campsite, there's like two in a huge area and you're just not even near where you're still trying to get. So it'd be nice
Hmm.
to kind of
Yeah.
explore and have like a little base camp to get back to.
Yeah. And I think, oh man, that was like a really convenient thing in the the hit game Desert Island Escape.
Yeah.
Desert Island Escape was
Yes.
just like every zone that you were into, like you could set up camp in one of those
Mm-hmm.
and
Every
amazing.
night. Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
I'm gonna have to stream that for people so they know what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, greatest game ever made? Possibly.
2,000
Possibly.
viewers immediately.
Mm-hmm. It's the only party game with Animal Crossing. All right, Sergio, I believe you're on your very last one, right?
Yes. And basically, I just want more ways to get money other than battling, which is the biggest or the best way to do so in Pokemon. I mean, you can sell items too, but that's not as convenient. And I know that at the end of the game, you kind of just go back to the Elite Four and keep beating them to level up your Pokemon, but also to get money. But I
Mm.
wish there were other ways to do so. Maybe if they had like a turnip system, it would probably be something else, right?
Oh.
But something like
Oh.
that, or if you could pick up fruit and sell it, just different ways to make money are a little bit easier and not just having to fight all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that is basically the only way to make money.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that for sure. Awesome. Well, thank you both for imagining really great ways to improve both of the series by sharing ideas, right?
Yeah.
I think, sharing is caring, and I think it makes some better games in a lot of ways
Yeah.
sometimes. So,
Yes. Hmm.
yeah. Let's go ahead and close out the show with our Haken's Islander Corner. For those of you who don't know, every single week we ask our patrons on Patreon a question and read their answers out loud here. This week's question was, what is the weirdest thing you've done in Animal Crossing? And,
I can't
I've
wait to
read
read these.
there's some great ones. You're going to enjoy them. I guess we'll go me, then Nina, then Sergio.
Okay.
Since Sergio, you were
Okay.
closing us out last time, we'll give you a little talking break here.
Okay.
All right, so Sasha505 said, in Wild World, I would keep sending the villagers letters after letters on the same day since they would send letters back with presents in them right after. I would write 10 letters, go back to my house, open the presents, sell what I wanted to sell, and then write 10 letters again. After a few letters, they would stop writing back, but it would work for a while. I did feel guilty for taking all of their furniture, so I would make sure to only write them long letters. A lot of time went into writing these letters. If only I could have the same love for writing letters in New Horizons. I love this one because it truly is like such a beneficial thing in those older games to write letters.
Yeah.
And I don't think that like translated quite well enough in New Horizons. Maybe there are some benefits to it, but we haven't, tested it out enough to see. But
oh my gosh, incredible.
I think maybe at some point somebody found out it doesn't go toward your friendship, and then everybody was like, oh, don't waste your time with that. So we didn't.
Yeah.
And look at us now.
Yeah.
We've gone digital. No more pen pals.
Nebula says, maybe more cute than weird, but whenever a new villager moved into my new leaf town, I would send them a welcome letter with a pear attached to my town fruit. I forgot to once, and I felt really bad.
Oh, I know. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I used to do this too. I just had a recovered memory.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I need to do that now in New Horizons also.
I think it's because, we felt like we were the major and it was sort of like our responsibility to do that.
It totally was.
You're president of the welcoming committee.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's a good one, Nebula. Thank you for reminding me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so good.
Lemmy B says, I did this because I miss Tortimer. Every 3 months, I chose a new villager to be the major of my island. A new one for each season. Right now, it's Tutu. It keeps things interesting, and I theme certain parts of my island based on who the major is. It's definitely the weirdest thing I've done, but it's been fun. Oh, that sounds really cool, very unique. I love that, Lemmy B. That's awesome.
I want to know more about how you decorate based on the mayor and like where is it like just around your plaza? Like, oh, this is so interesting. I have questions.
Yeah, that is such a cool way to approach the game because now I'm thinking like, what would my island be like if this villager were in control? It'd be a completely different vibe for sure.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So Bub337 said, I downloaded over 30 different images of Rodney from the custom designs portal. Rodney, for anybody who doesn't know, is a little hamster character. Any item that lets you place a custom design on it has his face pasted to it. I also created a large Rodney face that requires 4 tiles. Large portions of my island are dedicated to that goofy hamster. He's my special boy. I love it when you just love a character and you just got their merch all over the place.
Yes, right, yeah.
That's great.
Man,
I love it.
You got to give Rodney a piece of your income.
Royalties. Pay that hamster some royalties.
Rodney royalties. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Ryan Crisp says, I'm a huge fan of the Golden Girls. One day I had an idea to recreate a scene from the show in New Horizon using Harv's Island. And since I've recreated around 150 scenes from the show, you can view them on Instagram and TikTok at golden_girls_crossing. It's been such a fun way to engage with the game and celebrate my love for Animal Crossing and Golden Girls. Oh my gosh. Okay, I've never seen Golden Girls, but I did see that someone recreated that Parks and Rec scene of who broke the coffee pot. Have you guys seen that one?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. So that's what I'm assuming this one is kind of like. I can't wait to look this up now. This is incredible.
This is amazing. I used to watch Golden Girls with my mom. It was on right after Unsolved Mysteries on Lifetime. I loved those 2 hours of television.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, Sergio, you're up. I was like, is it me?
So Gabriel R said, I guess it would be the ritual of putting my character into pajamas and putting them to bed. I know some people do that. Chewy, I believe you do that, right? That to me, that sounds so awesome and very wholesome, very like something to do in Animal Crossing. I kind of wish I did this.
Yeah, I picked it up from Jackie, funny enough.
Yeah.
Ah,
She when she was playing the game quite a bit, she would go and be like, "Oh, my character's going to bed. I guess I'll put them in their PJs. That way that's how they wake
yeah,
up in the morning." And it was just like really charming and cute, and I was like,
yes.
"That's a great idea. Of course I want to do that."
Oh my gosh. I think I would be more inclined to do this if you didn't start the game coming out of your front door, like you're ready for the day.
Yeah.
Right,
Like
right.
if you woke up in your bed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe the game needs to let you choose where you wake up.
Yes.
Cute.
Mhm. So Kimbers said, I commissioned a professional photo shoot on my island with the same person that made Chewy's vintage postcards. I also
Mm.
commissioned a logo and merch shirt for my island named Avocado Bay
Oh,
that hangs in my Able Sisters for villagers and tourists to buy. I love it when I see villagers walking around with it on.
nice.
Oh my
That
gosh.
is so great. Those photo shoots that we did were incredible. I'll have to leave a link for all of you as well so you
Oh,
can go and check
yes.
them out. Yeah, because it was such a fun experience. And
Yes.
yeah, I recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good time. And it's cool to have like just something physical from your island
Yeah.
to show off
Yeah,
and even just
yeah.
like send out to people. It's pretty cute.
Oh man. Okay. Loshi says, I was first introduced to the wonderful world of Animal Crossing when I was 15, and Wild World was the newest game out. I was saving up my pocket money to buy my very own DS at the time, so my best friend and I shared a town on her DS. Of course, we instantly picked what we thought was the most hilarious town name together and officially called our land My Butt. And our player was called Smelly. So whenever we would talk to the villagers, they would say things like, "Isn't my butt beautiful today, Smelly?" Or "Smelly, I just love living in my butt." Hours of fun. To make things even worse, our second character was called Poop. I will never forget the pride Tortimer took in my butt.
I was wondering who was gonna get this one. I It's like when you've seen people name their characters something really dumb in Pokemon specifically. I think that's usually where people do it. This is
Crying.
just great. Just the way people are like, "Oh yeah, let's just talk about my butt." But it's your island, but it's also so immature. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. And Islander M said, I didn't realize when I was a kid that villagers couldn't actually understand the letters you sent them, so I used to write them proper letters as though they were real friends. I once wrote a Valentine's card to my in-game crush in Wild World, and I was pretty sad that they didn't reciprocate. Aww.
Oh no.
Oh, that is too bad. It also reminds me of the funniest thing that ever happened in Animal Crossing. I'll have to find that story so we can share it again one
Oh
day.
yes. I
Yeah.
feel like there was some sort of programming with it though, because like if you just sent them gibberish, they'd be like, "What? What were you writing?" Like they
Yeah, yeah.
so
There,
it's interesting. I don't know.
yeah, there was a really interesting thread. I'll have to dig through it. It's in my, it's on Twitter, but
Hmm.
there's an interesting thread that really covered how the letters worked in the first Animal Crossing specifically, like how they were graded and everything. And so that is quite a good read to get an understanding of the letters.
Ah.
But yeah, they did grade you, and they had to be correct to some extent in whatever the grading system was. So
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, we're at the end here. For any Patreon patrons listening right now, our next week's question is going to be, what Animal Crossing features do you think would improve other games? So take your favorite game series. If you love Mario, if you love Zelda, how could ideas from Animal Crossing make those games better? So let us know what you think there. What do you feel more games need to learn from the series? Because
Yeah.
I think a lot of games could learn a lot from Animal Crossing. They've got some great things going on. Anyways, thank you all so much for tuning in to this episode of Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast. If you're sad to see us go, join us over on Discord. You can talk with other people who love Animal Crossing as much as you do, including Sergio, Nina, and me, and sometimes you can even catch a live podcast here. Want to support Haken in a bigger way and tell us your answers to the Haken Islander Corner? Head over to patreon.com/chewyplays. $1 goes a long way to making this show even better and includes tons of goodies for you to enjoy. Get a special role on Discord, read a monthly newsletter, and get many other great rewards. We really appreciate the support and put your money towards some great things on the show. If you're listening on YouTube, what Animal Crossing features do you think would improve other games? Reviews really help get the show discovered by more people. Please leave a review on your platform of choice and let us know how we're doing. Haken is a Wild production brought to you by Chewy, Sergio, Nina, and all of our patrons. We thank you for listening, and we hope you have a great week.
Goodbye, everybody.
See you all next time.